That's part 2. I actually think I covered most of the things that I want to say, but just want to show borders mostly for text outside the bubbles. Even so, on this particular page we won't need them. Let's look at this sentence. It's outside. Let's watch yourself in English. Even so, in the original it's in black. Let's make it, I'm not sure. Let's make it in white so I can show you the borders. We still can use this selection because it already has the font that we need. Okay, it should be much bigger. We can check original. You can actually have another font for like bigger, for example, text. In our Fury, for example, we have two font preset for big, yellow, and for smaller text. And let's make it in white with a black border. After we make it in white, it will disappear because the background is white. So how we'll do borders? I think in the new version of Photoshop it looks differently, but the menu itself should be the same name, blending options, I think. And stroke. At least here it's stroke. Maybe it's named somewhat differently, I'm not sure. But the idea is like this. You can choose the color of your border. We have black and white options for the page itself, so other colors will be gray, but you usually use either black or white if it's on the dark background. Here we have black color of the borders, and you can choose the width. For example, here's very large, here's very small, somewhere like 2 or 3 it's usually okay. And let's rotate it like in the original. It can still be bigger, maybe even more bigger, I'm not sure. Some decisions will be totally just you'll decide them how it would look better on the page for yourself. So something like this. I can go on and show this text and this text, but probably in a quicker manner. So just to show more little examples. Probably need to make it smaller. In some cases, when you don't want to make text super small, you would want to even redraw a bubble. I probably should actually show how it's done. Oh, I don't know, maybe we won't need it. Let's finish this panel and then decide. Here's another text outside. You can see that these letters are actually a suffix. It's giggle and this word is girls. It's probably will be done by another person. He will cover just text inside and speech outside the bubbles. Let's put it in the right order and still make it bigger. As I said, for text inside bubble I prefer to use pretty narrow range, but for text outside of bubbles I think it's okay to make them whatever, just closer to original. Probably something like this. We'll be able to check how it looks. Something like this, and hey word. It's still a text, and let's rotate it too. Probably higher, I'm not sure. Well, something like this. As you can see, here are not fully visible parts of the figures of the image itself. In the original it was covered with the speech, but we'll need to make some redrawing because it's probably not possible to cover them with English text, so it will still look in the right place. But you don't need to bother about this, we'll make it in a different task, so just leave it like this. Okay, I think it's done for this too bubble, and I probably won't go further. It's the same, and I'll try to show how to make bubbles bigger. It's additional task, maybe you won't need it like ever, but actually for our free scanlation itself, typesetter is doing this task too. When needed, typesetter can either combine two closely placed bubbles. On this page we don't have examples for them, or either just make something bigger if it doesn't fit. So let's say this text, I'm serious, we want to make like a bit bigger, like this, and it can be placed here. Then I would want to make this bubble bigger, or just slightly change its shape, but usually it's like the last thing that you want to do, because you already interfering with the original work, and if possible it should be avoided. But sometimes it's not possible. Text just don't fit, it's already small, translator can't rephrase it, and we still want to make it. So I'll show this too. It's pretty much a redrawing work, maybe it will be useful to know about it. Let's do another layer, and from the start we just erase part of this bubble. I choose normal brush. Here on this, clicking on this, you'll have two basic colors, basic black and basic white. It's your normal colors. So you will need them. We can turn off the text for now, and let's erase this part. To make sure that we have erased everything, it should be useful to use this additional levels. It's just a layer that will help us to see there is no dirt. So we have added levels, and let's put this point found the right. And with the help of this layer we can see that some dots indeed did stay. Okay, so now we don't have dots. We don't paint anything on these layers. We will still do everything here. So we have bubble without the border, and now let's add a new layer that we'll use for drawing a new line. Once again I'm using the brush with 2 or maybe 1 width, now in black. Scale I prefer to use 400 for a drawing work like this. And let's see how our text looks. Okay, it will take me some trials. Jeez, it's pretty awful. I'm not an artist, so excuse me here. I think we need to go back to the layer where we erased the font and use it one more time. Okay, then now on the first layer we erased these lines, and the second layer we added a new line. It's pretty ugly, I'll be honest, but I'll leave it like here, just let's pretend that I did it like more pretty. But we have a line, so to make it more sharp, let's add let me remember, where is it? I want to add sharpness. Yes, these options. You can just turn on preview and move this to pointer until you satisfied more or less how it looks. Here's without sharpness, here's with sharpness. It's more black. Okay, and now we can have again our brush, now in white, to like correct something small. I don't like how this part looks, but I'm not sure, probably won't do much about it since it's just example work. Maybe like this. It's still pretty meh, but let's pretend it's okay. Now we can check that there are no gray dots. There are not, and we can merge these layers. This will be bubble redrawn. I prefer to leave layers like this separately, so you can turn them on and off if needed, because maybe next person will come and will see that it doesn't work, and they will need just to turn it off and not redo all the work. This layer we don't need, and that's all. We made this bubble bigger. At least our text now fits better. So we can leave it like this. I think that's all. it still wasn't very short, but I think I covered the most parts.